You've been lied to. Over and over. They told you that if a woman isn't interested, you should walk away, move on, or worse, try harder to prove yourself. That's weak. That's what ordinary men do. And ordinary men get ignored, disrespected, and forgotten. Here's the brutal truth: women don't miss men because they need them. They miss men because those men burn themselves into their psychology. Because those men know how to create an emotional presence so strong that it lingers even when they're not there. And let me make this clear: this isn't about cheesy pickup lines or clownish tricks. This is about psychological warfare. About positioning yourself so that even a woman who dismissed you at first finds herself haunted by thoughts of you in silence. It sounds impossible to the weak-minded. But to the man who understands the game, it's inevitable. Indifference is not permanent. It's just a reaction. And every reaction can be flipped, if you know the right pressure points to push. But if you're thinking this means chasing her harder, begging, or proving your worth, you've already lost. Those are the moves of desperate men. And women never respect desperation. What they respect, what they crave, is the man who is untouchable. The man who doesn't flood her with attention, but makes himself unforgettable. So in this video, I'm going to break it all down for you, step by step. How to trigger curiosity, how to command respect, and how to spark desire in a woman who once couldn't care less. And by the end, you'll see the truth: making her miss you is not about luck. It's about power. It's about psychology. And it's about playing the game like a predator, not prey. Step 1: Why chasing kills attraction. Here's something most men can't accept: the harder you chase a woman, the faster she runs. You think effort wins her over? No. Effort reeks of weakness. You're not convincing her, you're confessing to her that you see yourself as beneath her. Understand this: in female psychology, chasing destroys the balance of power. Instead of her being grateful for your attention, she starts seeing you as the one desperately clawing for hers. And let's be honest, nobody misses what they already have too much of. When you flood her with calls, texts, or constant validation, you're not making her want you, you're suffocating her. You're giving her an emotional overdose. She doesn't have to think about you, because you're always throwing yourself in her face. Think of it like this: if someone handed you free food every single day, would you crave it? No. You'd get numb to it. But the second that food vanishes, hunger strikes. Suddenly, the craving hits hard. That's how women work. They don't miss men who chase, they miss men who create silence, distance, and mystery. And here's the killer point: chasing also exposes you. It shows her your insecurity. It tells her that you don't value yourself enough to wait. That you'd rather beg than let her notice your absence. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man with no backbone. Women are drawn to men who move like they have options, who value their own time, who don't need to beg for scraps of attention. So if you want her, even the one who's been ignoring you, to feel your absence and start craving it, rule number 1 is simple: stop chasing. Withdraw. Step back. Let the silence burn into her mind. Because silence is a weapon. And used right, it slices deeper than any words. Imagine this: you've been texting her 3 times a day, and she gives you dry, cold replies. Most men double down. They text more, they push harder. But the predator does the opposite. He goes silent. He disappears for 2 days. What happens? Her mind starts racing. She checks her phone, expecting your name. She wonders, where did he go? Who's he with? Why did he stop? And that's when the shift happens. By not chasing, you created space. And in that space, curiosity grows like wildfire. Step 2. Silence is louder than any text. Most men cling to the belief that constant communication is the key to a woman's heart. They spam "good morning" texts, check in all day, and end with "good night." On the surface, it looks like effort. In reality, it's the fastest way to make her take you for granted. Why? Because when something is always available, it loses its value. Familiarity doesn't breed attraction, it breeds contempt. Silence, on the other hand, carries weight. Silence makes her wonder. And in a woman's mind, curiosity is far more dangerous, far more addictive, than predictability. When you go silent, you force her to think, why isn't he texting me? What is he doing? Who else has his attention? That uncertainty is the seed of desire. Here's the truth, attention is a currency. And silence is how you increase its value. If you throw attention around like loose change, it means nothing. But when you pull back, when you make your attention rare, it becomes gold. And people chase gold. This doesn't mean ghosting or childish games. This means control. It means proving through your actions that your world doesn't orbit around her. A man who doesn't beg for her time shows confidence. A man who can vanish into his own life without needing her approval becomes a mystery. And women chase mystery. So remember, sometimes the strongest move you can make is to say nothing. To let the silence speak. To make her mind fill in the blanks. Picture this, you've been messaging a woman every day, and suddenly her replies slow down, she gets cold, distant. Most men panic. They text even more, desperately trying to reignite the flame. But you? You don't say a word. You vanish for a full day, maybe 2. What happens? Her brain, conditioned by your constant presence, starts craving it. She checks her phone, expecting your name. She wonders why the silence feels so heavy. And eventually, she cracks. She reaches out. Not because you begged. Not because you chased. But because you created scarcity. And scarcity breeds desire. That's how you flip the script. You stop being the one who hunts approval, and you become the man who controls the game through absence, silence, and power. Step 3. The power of unpredictability. Predictable men are forgettable. Women don't crave what they can read like a children's book. They crave what keeps them guessing. Uncertainty is addictive. It creates emotional highs and lows that burn into her memory. Understand this, stability doesn't make her obsessed. It makes her bored. What keeps her hooked is unpredictability. One day, you give her a taste of your attention, sharp, intense, unforgettable. Then, without warning, you vanish into your own world. She doesn't know when or if you'll show up again. That uncertainty is what keeps her mind spinning. Predictable men are safe. Dangerous men are unforgettable. So here's the law, never let her feel like she fully owns your attention. Give her just enough to taste it, and then rip it away. Leave her hungry. Leave her guessing. Let her chase the answer to the question, what's going on in his mind? That question will echo in her head long after you've stopped speaking. Step 4. Control the frame. Here's what most men never realize. Attraction isn't about looks, money, or even status. It's about who controls the frame. If you let her set the pace, the tone, the rules, you've already lost. She's the one dictating the dynamic, and you're just reacting. That's prey behavior. A predator flips the frame. He doesn't chase her validation, he makes her seek his. He doesn't explain himself, she explains herself to him. He doesn't fear rejection, she fears losing his attention. When you control the frame, you control her emotions. And whoever controls the emotions, controls the outcome. So stop bending to her world. Force her into yours. Make it clear, without words, that your time, your energy, your attention are luxuries, not entitlements. She doesn't get them by default. She earns them. And the second she feels she has to earn you, the chase begins. Step 5. Weaponize scarcity. Humans always crave what they can't fully have. And women are no different. Scarcity is the oldest psychological trick in the book, and the most effective. If she knows you're always available, your value drops to 0. But if she senses you could vanish at any moment, if she realizes your attention is rare and limited, suddenly, she fights to secure it. Scarcity makes her paranoid. She starts asking herself questions she can't answer. What if he's with someone else? What if I lose him? Why do I feel uneasy when he's not around? That paranoia is the seed of obsession. So don't hand her constant reassurance. Let her stew in uncertainty. Let her imagination torture her. And watch how that imagined fear makes her chase harder than she ever planned to. Step 6. The hook of emotional imprint. Here's where most men fail. They think attraction is built through effort. But real obsession is built through contrast. When you're with her, give her intensity. Not weak attention, not half-hearted conversation. I'm talking moments that burn into her memory, moments that are raw, charged, unforgettable. Then, you disappear. No explanation. No reassurance. Just silence. This creates an emotional imprint. Her brain attaches that rush of intensity to you. And when you vanish, her mind replays it on loop. She craves the next high. She craves you. It's the same way people get addicted to dangerous thrills. The rush is unforgettable, and the absence of it feels unbearable. That's the hook. You don't need to constantly feed her attention, you just need to feed her the right moments, and then starve her of them. That's how addiction works. Step 7. Become the prize she can't replace. At the end of the day, women don't miss men who throw themselves at their feet. They miss the men who stand above them, untouchable, mysterious, scarce. When you stop chasing, when you master silence, unpredictability, and emotional imprint, you stop being just another guy. You become the prize. The man she measures all others against. And once you reach that level, she won't just miss you, she'll obsess over you. She'll fight for your attention. She'll feel that gnawing ache when you're not around, because she knows deep down, you could disappear forever. And that fear, that hunger, that obsession, that's the mark of a predator. That's the power most men never touch. That's the complete game. 1. Stop chasing. 2. Let silence work. 3. Be unpredictable. 4. Control the frame. 5. Weaponize scarcity. 6. Leave emotional imprints. 7. Become the prize. Do this, and she won't just notice your absence. She'll crave your presence like oxygen. Good. Step 8. Punish neediness, reward discipline. Here's the line most men are too scared to draw: you must punish weakness and reward strength. If she starts pulling away, getting dry, or testing you, don't reward that behavior with more effort. Pull back harder. Let her feel the cold edge of your absence. But when she shows effort, when she chases, when she invests, reward it. Not with desperation, but with controlled attention. Just enough to let her know she's moving in the right direction. This is psychological conditioning. Just like training a wild animal, you don't reward disobedience, you punish it. You don't give endless validation. You give precise, calculated rewards. That's how you bend behavior. That's how you make her addicted to your approval. Step 9. Break her rhythm. Most men fall into predictable cycles with women: good morning texts, weekend plans, routine check-ins. That's death. Boredom kills desire faster than rejection ever could. The predator thrives on breaking her rhythm. If she expects you to message, you don't. If she thinks she's figured you out, you shatter the pattern. Why? Because unpredictability forces her mind to stay alert. To keep chasing, to keep questioning. It keeps her dopamine system spiking, searching for answers. And that's exactly where you want her, chasing a mystery she can't solve. Step 10. Scar the mind. Attraction isn't about surface-level compliments or flashy gestures. It's about scarring her mind with unforgettable experiences. Moments that sting, moments that thrill, moments that leave a mark so deep she can't shake it. You want to become the ghost she can't silence, the thought that intrudes when she's with someone else. Every silence, every pullback, every moment of unpredictability cuts that scar deeper. And the deeper it goes, the harder it is to erase you. That's why ordinary men vanish from memory, while predators live rent-free in the back of her mind forever. Step 11. Own the exit. Here's the ultimate weapon: knowing when to walk away. Most men cling, beg, or drag things out when a woman starts slipping away. That's weakness. The predator never fears the exit. He uses it. He knows that nothing makes a woman's stomach drop harder than realizing he could disappear without a word, without regret, without looking back. Because absence creates obsession. And the possibility of permanent absence? That creates panic. When she knows you could walk away at any time, she'll fight harder to keep you close. Not because you begged, but because she fears losing what she can't replace. Final strike. So burn this into your mind: don't chase. Don't beg. Don't smother. Control the frame. Control the silence. Control the rhythm. Scar her mind so deeply she can't forget you, even if she wants to. You are not here to be another man in her inbox. You are here to be the man she can't stop thinking about, the one she fears losing, the one she craves but can never fully control. That's not just attraction. That's dominance. That's obsession. That's power. And once you taste that power, you'll never play the game like prey again. That's the predator's playbook. You don't chase women, you make them chase you. You don't drown them in attention, you starve them into hunger. You don't beg for love, you make them beg for your presence.